Hey guys, it's Bree. So this evening I'm doing a little bit different video for you guys. Normally I do reviews, but I wanted to take some time and just do a little bit of a video so you guys can get to know me a little bit better. So I was watching one of my favorite YouTubers, and it's Graveyard Girl for those of you who know, and she did the Dear Me video. And I had been contemplating doing a video similar to her Dear Me video prior to watching hers. And after seeing her video, I decided I was going to do one of my own. So in the spirit of Dear Me, I'm going to do my own. So I guess here's where we get a little bit serious. So I apologize if you don't like the serious videos, then I guess stop watching now. If not, then hopefully my story will touch somebody and help somebody out who was in a similar situation. So what I would tell my past self is that, first of all, growing up was not the best of times for me. And everyone has their struggles. Everyone has things that they go through. Currently, I have a wonderful job. I work with kids, and I love my job. I'm in the mental health field. I can't go too much into it, but my title is a behavior specialist and mobile therapist. I get to do a lot of great things. I get to help a lot of people, and I love what I do. So I see a lot of things firsthand that I went through. I see a lot of things firsthand that I never went through, but I, can feel for these families and I can feel for these kids. So that's the importance of this video for me, is to try to reach out and help somebody. So for me, growing up was very difficult. I was bullied pretty significantly. As you can see, there is, my right side of my face, my eye especially, has some differences from my left, and I am comfortable with it. Obviously, I'm on camera right now and it doesn't bother me, but that is due to a medical condition that I have that a lot of people don't know about. So also, shameless plug for Myasthenia Gravis awareness. I was officially diagnosed when I was 22, but they thought about it when I was 7. They first started testing me, and those tests came up inconclusive. So they weren't saying yes, they weren't saying no, they were just saying that the original tests that they ran on me were not conclusive, and the further tests, the follow-up tests, were too invasive. They didn't want to do them on a 7-year-old child because they involved needles and probes and things like that that would have to be placed in my eye socket area, and they didn't do that until I was 22. So officially having that diagnosis did help me greatly. Being bullied for something physical, even though it was minor physical, it was hurtful. It was very hurtful growing up. I grew up with very low self-esteem, very low self-esteem. I felt horrible about myself on a regular basis. I had a good deal of friends. I had a really good support system. My family was awesome. And my family actually did a really good job of preparing me to be picked on. I actually, for a long time, thought that my dad didn't like me because he would pick on me probably the most mercilessly. But at the end of the day, we always had a good laugh about it. We always had fun, and we always joked with each other. But there were times when he would pick and pick and pick, and to the point where I would start to get upset, and he would say, "No, don't get upset. Give me a comeback." And the one day, I will never forget this, he said something to me, and I fired some kind of comeback at him, and he called me a smartass. And I said, "Well, you know what? I'd rather be a smartass than a dumbass." And that was the second comeback I came at with him that moment, and he was proud of me, and I was proud of myself, and I kind of knew at that moment that I was going to be okay. For any other way to put it. Not that, like I said, it seems like a very strange relationship for a father and daughter to have, but he was definitely trying to prepare me for certain things that I was going to see and that I was going to face growing up. And he did a good job of that, and the rest of my family did too. They were really supportive. Like I said, they all they don't treat me any differently for me having myasthenia gravis at all. And I'm actually really thankful, and we've talked about this, that I was not diagnosed earlier, because I was allowed to be involved in so many things that I probably wouldn't have been allowed to be involved in. And that was the biggest thing for me when I was diagnosed at 22. I was very resentful of my family that they didn't pursue the diagnosis when I was younger, because it was allowed to get so bad. And it started to affect my breathing. It started to affect a lot of things. And I was kind of resentful and angry and hurt. And, my mom said, it's not to a point where, and even the doctor said, it's not to a point where, you're controllable, it's fine. And, I wouldn't have been allowed to participate in sports growing up. I was a cheerleader, I was a gymnast, I was in track, I was in drama club. If I could do it and I could cram it into my day, if there was a free minute, I did it. And I was in band. I loved every second of it. And I filled my life with things that made me happy, because I needed that happiness. And whatever was said to me or whatever was said about me, I brushed off. Now, when I went home, it was a different story. I did do a significant amount of crying, as most people do in middle school and high school. But what I want to say is, all of those things that were said and all those hurtful words, they're words. They hurt for a little bit, and sometimes they really hurt. But the people that love you, the people that care about you, they are always going to be there, and they're going to be the ones that are going to make it better. And I'm trying not to cry on camera, because I'm remembering very specific moments and very hurtful things that were said to me, that, there were people, my mother in particular, who, she was there to help me get through certain things, and my best friends who picked me up and kept me going. Just, they love me for who I am, regardless of personality flaws or physical flaws. And, those are the people who are always going to be there for you. They're going to love you and they're going to care for you. And eventually, everyone grows up and gets out of high school, and that mentality will go away. And you know what? If they don't, then you will. And that's something that I learned. And that's something that I wish I could have told myself a whole lot earlier, was that they will grow up. And if they don't, you will grow up, and you will be able to just kind of look back and just say it's really sad to stay living in the past. Let the past go. Let the past be the past, because it doesn't need to be the future. The past does not need to be your future. And you make whatever future you want for yourself, and you will not let anything stop you. Whether it's people telling you no, because you've had a lot of people tell you no in your life, and you've not accepted no. You've done things that doctors have told you shouldn't do because of your medical condition. You've started training to run a half marathon, and that was against doctors' wishes. Now, you probably should finish that at some point, but you did it. You started, you'll get there. So I guess in summation, you're a fighter, and no matter what is put in your path, you're going to continue to fight. And that is paramount to life. And I think if anybody can take anything away from this, is that if you have a dream or an aspiration that you absolutely want to go for, don't let anything stand in your way. Nothing. Whether it's something medical, whether it's something personal, whether it's financial, there is a way for you to make your dreams and your aspirations happen. You just need to go out there and you need to figure it out. You need to find it, because there are ways. and there are people to help you find it. And there are people that love you, and there are people that care about you. And in the end, and truly, this is not the end, because I'm still here and I'm still talking, and tomorrow's a new day. I don't know what tomorrow will bring for me or for anybody else. But in the end, once you accept who you are as a person and accept that there are things in life that are beyond your control, you'll be a lot better off. So, dear me from the past, you're doing pretty good now. All right, guys. So, sorry for how serious and heavy that got. I needed to get some of that out because I really do hope that this will help somebody. I know there's somebody out there that is struggling the same way that I struggled when I was young, whether it's with anything, any number of things. But I'm happy to be able to share just a little part of my life with you guys. And for anyone who wants any information on myasthenia gravis, I'm going to link that in the info bar, because I think learning and knowledge is power, and it can never hurt to learn something new. Again, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I understand it's serious, so I will be back doing some more fun videos in the near future. Again, subscribe. I would love to interact with you guys more, so find me on Instagram, Bree51687, or on Twitter at Bree51687. And also I'm working on a blog that will be up soon, so I will have that information coming up for you. I'll be back later. Bye, guys.